Morning. Aeration season is right around the corner around my area. The temperatures at night are starting to dip down into the 50s and 60s. During the day, we're between 80 and 90 degrees. Here pretty soon, we're going to have more consistently lower temperatures as the days go on. We do have a few that are mixed in now, which are 70 to 75 degree days, and then it'll go up to the 80s, and then it'll kind of dip down again. So we're just getting them sprinkled in. So aeration season's right around the corner. I've already done one. I've got another one or two on the books that are going to be coming next week. So here are the machines that I use, and I keep one of each on hand for different purposes, because one tool might not do everything you need. So it's always nice to have either a backup machine or just another machine that works a little bit different to pick up the slack where your main machine may not work. So here's what I'm using this year. This is my main machine. This is a Billy Goat PL2501 SPH. This is a reciprocal aerator because these tines reciprocate instead of being like the wheeled styled. This is a self-propelled machine. You start it up, and then squeezing this lever goes in reverse, squeezing this lever goes forward. It's got the hydro-powered wheels in the back, and then it's got the two casters in the front. These casters can be locked. If you are working on a hill or something, you can straighten them out and then pop that lock, and it will lock it to where it's going straight. Now this machine is nice because it puts a lot more holes per square foot as you're going through the lawn, and you can disengage the tines if you need to go over, say there's a tree root or something that's going, you can work around that. So this orange lever, you push it down, and it's going to drop these tines to a more vertical position, and it's going to engage this crankshaft that they are all bolted to. So as you're going forward, you pull this lever down, it drops those down, and then with your forward lever, as you're going forward, if you want to put more holes in the ground, say you run into a bare patch or an area of grass that's a little less dense, you can let up and go a little slower, and it'll put a whole lot more holes in the ground in that spot. Or you're going along and all of a sudden there's a tree root that pops up. You let go of this lever, it will stop the tines. You can go over that tree root, and then you're back in business, pull your lever, and you're up and running again. Now my backup machine is a Bluebird. And say that you're moving right along, and for some reason you need to raise those tines. That's what this little T-handle is for. You stick your boot right on that, you push down, and it lifts those tines back up. Then, it just kind of sits there. Later on, once you're done with that, boom, you drop your tines down, get everything going. Okay, I got to go off a curb or turn around without tearing something up. Raise them back up, ready to go. It's the Bluebird 424 aerator, and this one is more of the drum style, to where instead of having 6 individual tines, it has these, they're kind of hard to see, but it's just kind of your standard aerator style that most people have, where it's just a bunch of them on some wheels. To drop it down, you push this lever down out of the way, that picks up the back wheels, and those tines will go straight down into the ground. Now the reason I keep this machine around is because the Billy Goat is great, but it's very heavy. The tag on the side says it's 429 pounds, and with it having those casters on the front, it's not very good on hills. So if you're trying to go across a hill it's going to want to bounce and work its way down the hill, or just turn and slide down. It doesn't have a whole lot of grip for hills like that. And then if you're trying to go straight up a hill, it just may not have the power to do that. The wheels will start to spin. So that's why I keep the Bluebird around, is it's better on hills. So I can take that thing, like the hill in my front yard, the Billy Goat it's not gonna go up that hill. So I switch over to the Bluebird and I can just run that one straight up the hill, because instead of it relying on tires gripping the dirt, it's working with the tines digging into the ground and propelling itself up that hill. So I can power up the hill with it, back down, smooth it over just a little bit, and then go up another run on a different spot of the hill. So keeping both of those machines around means that I can do flat ground quicker and easier with more holes. I can handle hills better with the other machine. And then if my main machine, the Billy Goat, happens to go down for some reason, something breaks on it, it no longer wants to run, I don't have to stop the job that I'm working on to go get it fixed and reschedule everything. I have a backup machine that I can use in place of my main machine. So that's what I'm using for aerations this season. I don't have the money for one of the stand-on, big fancy machines. I'm just working with what I've got, and I will use these machines to make more money to upgrade equipment later on. You've got to be smart with your business finances. Don't be running your business just for beer money. That's what I used to do. It's a terrible idea. So be smart with your business finances. Take care of your equipment. When the season comes around, make sure you go over the machines, fire them up, make sure they run, do an oil change on them to make sure everything is ready to go before that particular season starts. So before mowing season starts in the spring, you want to make sure all of your mowers are in top condition, they've got fresh oil changes, everything works. That way when the season starts, you're ready to roll. Same thing with aerations. Make sure your aerators are fired up, make sure they're in good condition. Then once aeration season's done and you move into leaf season, make sure all of your leaf equipment is good before you need it. That way you don't get called to a job and find out none of your equipment works. So I'm gonna get back to work. Y'all be good.